As you continue your programming journey, you will frequently encounter a concept known as a data structure. So, what exactly is a data structure? It's a way of organizing data in a manageable format that allows for efficient retrieval and modification of that data. The first type of data structure we are going to explore today is called as a list. In Python, a list is one of the built-in data structures that lets us store and work with a collection of items in a specific order. To create a list, we'll use a pair of square brackets. For example, we can make a variable called to-do list and set it equal to an empty list using square brackets, as shown here. And just like that, we have created our first list. To confirm this, we can pass our variable to-do list into the type function and we'll see that the output tells us it's a list. See, if we do print type and we pass our variable to-do list, it returns us the type list. Now let's go ahead and add some items to our list. Since this is a to-do list, let's add some tasks. So some of the tasks that I've added here are laundry, grocery shopping, workout, read a book, call friend. Now notice how the list starts and ends with square brackets and each item is separated by a comma. Now you also might notice that there is a space after each comma and this is just for better readability. Even without the space, the list will still work perfectly. Lists are incredibly flexible. They can hold any number of items and can store different types of data. Now let's create a new list called temperature readings and include some numbers in it. So as you can see, I have included the numbers 72, 68, 75, 70 and 69. Here the values are all numeric, so we don't put them in quotes. These are integers. We can also mix the data types in the same list. For instance, let's create a variable called random info and include a mix of types. So here in random underscore info, we have included mixed types, sunshine, 5, false and 3.14. So here we have a string, we have an integer, we have a boolean value and a float. And we can even go further. So lists can contain other lists as well. This is called as a nested list. Now let's expand random info to include a nested list at the end. So as you can see here, we have added another list 1, 2, 3 in random info. Now let's take a look at how this could help in building something like a Sudoku puzzle. A Sudoku grid is a 9 by 9 board. But for simplicity, let's consider a 3 by 3 grid just like a mini puzzle. Now we could use a list to represent the board. First, we start with an empty list to represent the whole grid. So we give mini underscore Sudoku and empty list. Then we add rows using more lists. Each row has 3 cells and we'll use underscores as placeholders. Even though this spans multiple lines, Python understands this is one complete list as long as it's wrapped in square brackets. Now, you can imagine players inputting numbers into each cell of the grid. Eventually, we'll want to know how to update these values and check for puzzle completion. This example shows how lists can help represent structured data like a board game. Even though the visual layout isn't fancy, it's a great starting point for logic-based games or applications. Now you might wonder, what about creating a list with no items? So that's easy to do as well. For example, if we take guest underscore list, so often we create an empty list when we plan to fill it with user input, file data or results from computations later on. We'll dive into how to add items to a list using list methods in our upcoming lesson.